Patrick Naish calls it a whirlwind experience. That is an understatement. It's actually one of the most bizarre recruiting journeys in modern footy.
Naish plays on into space and gets himself on the scoreboard.
Naish arrived in WA just days before a practice game and played amidst a West Coast injury crisis. He was so fresh to the club, he didn't know who all his teammates were.
Yeah, there was a fair few mates getting thrown around for the ball, but I met the boys a couple of days before, so I did the captain's run and everything, so that was good. But I think from that, Simo just said go out and play footy, which was perfect for me. There was no expectations, as I said before, on me having to play well, and Simo let me go out and play my actual game, and it sort of converted into in-season, which, as I said, I've loved so far.
There was just no sight on when the borders would open for him, and obviously he drove back for the St Kilda opportunity to train for 2 weeks and really enjoyed his time there. And obviously when the borders opened, he was on the first flight out. The preparation for that was just pretty much the same. Make the most of every opportunity that you've got.
After 9 games in yellow and black, Naish was cut by Richmond at the end of last season, and he had signed up with Norwood in the Sandful. The Eagles were keen, but the borders were shut, so Naish trained with St Kilda before again getting a call from the Eagles.
I've sort of got 5 singlets that he's trained with in the last 4 or 5 months, and those being Richmond in October. He then trained up at Wangaratta for a couple of runs at the Wangaratta Rovers. He then moved to Norwood to play with Norwood for this year, and then of course he got the call up to have a run with St Kilda for a couple of weeks, and then when the borders opened in WA, he flew straight to Perth, and that's where he's found a little bit of a home for himself over the last little period of time. So yeah, it's been an interesting little journey for him, and something that he's learned a hell of a lot from, and he's enjoyed the journey thus far as well.
So from ring-in against Freo to official squad member and in the West Coast team for round 1.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I feel like I'm a pretty good people person, so in that sense it sort of helps me a bit. But yeah, it has been unique, and one reflecting now, one that I never thought would have happened, but at the same time, I'm, as I've said, loving every minute of it, and the boys have been unreal with me and embracing me as a person and as a footy player, so I couldn't thank the club and the coaches and the boys enough. They made it pretty easy.
1 match has turned into 6. Naish has arguably been the Eagles' most consistent player and one of only 3 to play every game this season. It's the first time since being drafted by Richmond in 2017 that the wingman has been given a proper chance to shine.
This fella's kicking's been superb so far. Let's see if he can do it with 4 big white sticks in front of him.
It's an important one. Patrick Naish kicked 3 goals in Richmond colours, and now he has one as an Eagle.
It's the old saying, isn't it, with adversity comes opportunity, and he's put his hand up, he's taken it. Didn't know where his home was going to be or whether he would have one. He gets the call up, he's over at West Coast, he's playing senior football, and he now is playing well and he's having an impact, and that's all you can do. And that's the way you reinvent yourself, and you end up having a career when a lot of people, and maybe you had doubts yourself that the career was actually coming to an end.
He's now being given an opportunity to learn, grow, fail, learn from it, and pit himself against the best players. And look, he's started his little journey now. He's got a long way to go in terms of his football, but he's really enjoying himself over there. The club have been amazing with the amount of time and investment they've put into him just to settle him into WA, and hats off to the club for what they've been through. And I guess Patrick's another example of how they've managed their people during these times and the difficulties they've had. So, yeah, he's really happy, which is the main sort of point from a parent's perspective.
Naish says he feels settled in Perth and has recently moved out into his own place after starting his stint in WA, living with the skipper, Luke Shuey.
Yeah, they've been unreal. Obviously, I came over straight away and spent a night with Shuey. It was only meant to be a night, and then him and Danny let me stay there. So they've both been unreal, and the kids have been pretty funny too. So we've had some funny moments together. But I've loved getting to know Boots on a different level as more of a mate and as a skipper, and then Danny as a good friend as well. So they've both been unreal.
I don't know if Patrick enjoyed getting up at 5:30 with the two young ones that the Shoeys have, but he's really enjoyed his time there. And as I said, Luke and Danny are very, great for that football club, just what they do around the club, and certainly, even Danny cooked a couple of nice meals when I was over there as well, mate. So, they're really, really good people and just really looked after Patrick coming into the club.
Naish's 7th game in West Coast colours will be against his old club, Richmond.
We were pretty close, tight-knit group, and a lot of the boys have kept in contact as I have with them. So it's coming into this week. It's going to be a bit weird. There hasn't been as much chat this week, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's been a roundabout journey, but Naish has certainly found his niche in Perth. Drew Jones, Fox Sports News.